Against Brazil tomorrow, but Roy Hodgson has warned he's no longer guaranteed a starting place.
And Gordon Strachan has chosen Scott Brown to be his Scotland captain. But, of course, Alex McLeish today quit as manager of Nottingham Forest after just 41 days. For more now on this, we can join my colleague, our reporter, Pete Colley. Pete, good evening to you. It's a big question, and I don't know if you know the answer. Why has this happened, Pete? And what are people saying there about it?
Well, it's a strange one, Jim. I don't think it's a surprise to many. I think people knew that there were certain things that Alex McLeish had wanted. I mean, the signing of George Boyd for one. Here's a guy who's passing a medical. You know, a couple of weeks ago scores a worldie goal from a halfway line and then actually fails to secure his move here because of an eye test. And I think things like that were frustrating Alex McLeish. Chris Burke at the weekend, you know, he goes back to St Andrews to face Birmingham City. Chris Burke was a guy he'd made 2 bids for, couldn't get him, and Chris Burke puts 2 goals past Nottingham Forest. Forest lose. That's his last game in charge. I think there were a lot of frustrations. The inference is on interference from Fawaz Al-Fawazi, who's in charge here at Nottingham Forest. The news came out about 11 o'clock. There was a statement from the LMA. This is what it said. This is Alex McLeish. And he said that both parties entered into the relationship in good faith. However, there was a difference in the understanding of the development strategy of the football club. And it was felt by both parties that we should part company. And that's how we found out.
Well, Pete, what I can tell you is Fawaz Al-Hassawi, the chairman, we've asked his advisor twice tonight for the chairman to come on Sky Sports News and elaborate on the matter, and twice now they've refused. Now you wonder tonight, if you're a Forest fan, and of course if you're an older Forest fan, you remember people like McGovern and O'Neill and John Robertson and Trevor Francis, Brian Clough, and then you think these Kuwaiti owners are new to football. So if you're a fan tonight, should you be worried?
Well, the fans, it's really difficult. They're caught because they needed somebody to come in and buy the club. So, the Al-Fawazi family, they have done that because, unfortunately, Nigel Doughty passed away. The club needed to be bought out. What they want, speaking to Forest fans, is they want this family to understand the values of Nottingham Forest. Exactly, you mentioned the Cloughie days, Jim. Now, all right, it's 32 years ago, the back-to-back European Cups, but, those sort of values that were held high here, that's what they want to see this family listen to. We spoke to fans earlier on, Jim. This is what they had to say to me.
Angry, and I think a lot of the fans share the same view. We were so delighted to get some permanent owners in, and it looks now that they're not really putting the care on the football club that we all have come to expect.
I don't think we're in a crisis, but it is a right mess. I mean, Steve Cottrell, I would have gave him a chance to see what he can do with money, because he's always been in low situations. And then we start Sean O'Driscoll after the best result of the season. You can't do that.
Yeah, Jim, this explains it perfectly on just exactly what sort of situation the club are in at the moment. We were waiting outside the training ground earlier on, and we were trying to stop cars. Most of them were just driving past. Some guy stopped. His name's Bilal Mojni. He turned up this morning to go on trial to try and secure a few months here at Nottingham Forest. And I asked him what had happened. Of course, he turned up to do a trial for Alex McLeish, who's just quit. This is what he said.
I was normally going maybe have a chance to sign, so I have to come back. Yeah. It's a shame because I think he was a good manager, but he didn't have like a good result. But
So you were trialling for Alex McLeish, and now he's gone. So what happens to you?
So I have to go too. This is the life of football, so it's fine. Yeah.
So you're going back? Where are you going back to?
No, I'm going in my home, and after wait until a new manager come and see if he call me back or not. So we'll see.
So we'll see. Peter, it's great the fellow stopped in his car to speak to you. That was terrific. Earlier, we heard one of your fans saying to you there, Pete, it's a right mess, and he still has sympathy with Sean O'Driscoll. So it is a right mess. Who's in the frame to succeed Alex McLeish tonight, do you think?
Well, A lot of fans are talking about Billy Davies. You know, he was a favourite here, and you know, he did well. He got them to the playoffs, but he did have some money to play with at that time as well. I can tell you that as we speak, Jim, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank is believed to be speaking to Fawaz Al-Hawasi down in London, and it's being suggested that he might be coming in as a caretaker manager. And I can't confirm that, but that is the talk. So that would be a surprise. But there aren't many surprises around here at the moment.
OK, those are the runners and the riders then, Pete, at this stage. For the moment, Pete Colley, thanks very much.
McLeish has issued a statement through the League Managers Association, as we told you a little earlier on.